Well, first of all, I'm shocked that Biden would actually have the temerity to ask OPEC to produce more oil. And the left wing of his party must be chewing their wrists off with that taking place. But, politics is still retail. And if gasoline prices go up, that affects political popularity of everybody. And of course, it's one of the major contributors to inflation. I don't know what's going on behind the scenes, so I can't opine as to whether Trudeau and or company have made interventions with the United States. But the logical thing to do, and we have an energy minister, Seamus O'Regan, who's proven himself to be a good supporter of our energy production in Western Canada. I'm hoping people like the energy minister and others are telling the United States of America, hey, what about us? We're right on your border. We're your friend. And we have methane emission standards. We have greenhouse gas standards. We have carbon taxation. We're your friendliest contributor of energy. So look at us.
Mm-hmm. And Frank, you and I have been speaking for a number of years, which I so appreciate. And, and with your background, former Premier of New Brunswick and a Liberal, how do you feel? So do you not get just so frustrated? I know you're so candid and I love it. And that's what I, love about speaking to you and why I wanted to provide your perspective. So, what do you say?
Well, I find the whole world is topsy-turvy. We just ended up seeing the Conservatives win in Nova Scotia by running to the left of the Liberals. We saw the Republican Party in the United States opposing free trade and spending money at an extraordinary rate, and became a very protectionist economy under Trump. O'Toole, look, God love him, I'm sure this is popular and populist, but he's indicating that he would freeze foreign investment in Canada, that he would restrict and protect some of our industries in terms of procurement. He's talking about dealing with tax cheats and going after corporate laggards. And he's talking the talk of an NDP party. He's talking about how we can help unions organize more aggressively and sign up more members. So it's just interesting. I'm not saying they're wrong. I'm just saying they're capturing a mood which is very different from my mood as a premier. I was a fiscally prudent, a balanced budget premier who believed in socially progressive ideas. And I still think that's the sweet spot for the Canadian electorate. But I don't see anybody practicing that anymore, Catherine.
Yeah, and I think that if I'm correct in saying this, I think that you've said that the best social program is to have a job.
I profoundly believe that. And I think there's a real danger in what we're doing now. The CERB program, I understand that we had to support individuals during the opening days of the pandemic, but it's reached ridiculous proportions at the present time. You can't get workers anywhere. I don't know if it's the same across the country, but all through our region, there are help wanted signs up everywhere. And the quicker we get people off of this addiction to government money, the better. Because if anything could wreck the economy, it's losing our muscle memory about how to work and our affinity for work.
Yeah, I can agree with that in the sense that this is the first time I've actually been in a studio in a long time. So you do lose a little bit of muscle memory, that's for sure. What do you think that means then in terms of the swing voter and what they really need to be considering and thinking about, given the world is topsy-turvy, as you say?
Yeah, I think it's really too soon to tell what the swing voter is going to care about. The Trudeau Liberals would obviously like it to be about national child care, which they would frame, and I would frame as well, as an economic issue to get more people into the labor force. I think they would frame it around pandemic management and also around carbon and social issues and try to argue the Conservatives are offside on those. The Conservative leader has tucked himself into the middle as aggressively as possible, trying to avoid getting trapped on those issues and arguing he would be the better person to make the economic pivot that the country needs. We may end up having an election that is motivated by some event out of the blue that we don't even know about, whether it's a scandal or whether it's an economic challenge of some kind, or whether the pandemic takes off. And the Liberals either claim we're the only ones that can manage this fourth wave, or people will argue you're not doing such a great job at it.